Alrighty, so we are back and actually going to get some stuff done in this episode. Although I did actually do some stuff in the last episode, but well, probably wasn't as exciting as I would have liked the first episode to be in the new shop. But like I said, I was just trying to find my rhythm and figure out how and what I'm going to do here. So it was kind of just really a bit of a test episode. But this episode, I've got to... Well, my hoist should be getting installed tomorrow and the day after. The plan is I need to move this out of the way because there's a hoist going here, and then there's also a hoist going outside where my Land Rover is, so we'll move that, but that doesn't matter, we can move that tomorrow. Yeah, I'm going to start getting some work done on this SS today. I definitely want to change the wheels so it's got matching wheels all round, so we'll grab the wheels off that gold Calais, and then I just want to clean the interior out. Maybe we'll pull the seats out of it so that I can get in there and really check out what the carpet's like, give that a good clean, and then yeah, if we get time, we'll install the new leather seats into it. Yeah. Run around like a psycho. But anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so I'm still on the fence about it. I don't know if I love or hate it, but I think it does look pretty. It looks a lot better than having mismatched rims, I can tell you that. But yeah, whether I'm thinking if I end up selling the SV6 to put the money into this, that I might pull the 22s off that and put the 22s on this, and then sell the SV6 with these rims. That's my thought process. I'm still not even sure whether I will sell the SV6 or not, because even though it is only a SV6, it looks tough. So it might stay around, who knows. Deacon's trying to give me the badge of the Commodore King. There's a V6 badge in here somewhere. It basically has to stay with the shed now. But yeah, so I don't mind being the Supercharged 6 King, and I'll probably, I don't know, I've got that many L67s out there. I'm like, should I L67 my Calais? But I don't think I'm gonna. I think I actually really just like that car being super economical and just a cruiser. But I do have that HSV body kit there, and Deacon does have a Monaro bonnet. So I'm kind of leaning towards maybe building a Supercharged 6. Are you right? I'm trying to film, mate. Alright? Hey, and you're jumping all over stuff. Where was the action, you know? Hey? Man, kids, make it so hard to film. Where was I? Yes, I'm sort of half tempted to build a L67 VX. So my idea would be if I did that to find a VX Series 2 with the black interior, and then I'd put a black roof lining in it as well, and then do the full clubby kit with a Monaro bonnet, L67 conversion. Probably do similar setups to suspension in my Calais, coilover front, bag, rear, or maybe just coilovers all round. Some Colchins, all that sort of stuff, this, that. Rather than wrecking my Calais like everyone says, I might buy another car and do that as a build, because I've got enough stuff to do that out there. Like I said, the other L67 is sold out of the VS, which is a bit of a shame, but I've had to do that to be able to get these hoists in. And then I have the other L67, but that's for the Gemini. So they're kind of all allocated, and that's how it's going to work with me wrecking. Like, I'm not going to be selling panels or probably engines at all, because I'll just buy cars that I need running gear from, and then I'll part out the rest of the car, because I don't want to do pickups. So like my business used to be, just fully online. So I'll be selling things like I've just pulled off these rims off the SS, so I'll sell those singly online, free postage, and then post them out to people. But yeah, so won't be doing any pickups. So say like that Statesman out the front, if you guys wanted the full, say if you're like, oh, I really want to do a Statesman front end, I don't at the moment have any use for that front end, but I'll be keeping it, if that makes sense. So if someone did want it, work out a deal with them, I'd be happy to meet them somewhere around Geelong and give them all the stuff, but you wouldn't be coming here. I'm not going to be having anyone come to my house, unfortunately. Probably a dozen people, could probably narrow it down to about 6, to be honest. Kind of ruined that for everyone. I wasn't planning on running that shop forever, but I always planned on moving back home, but I was going to build a bigger shed, not use this for, I was just going to use this for personal storage. Build a bigger shed and run the shop from home. But yeah, I just had a few people that were quite disrespectful and then just ruined it for everyone. So unfortunately, not going to be letting people come to my house. Sorry about that. I do feel bad, but what do you do? And also, like, even with parting out the cars, it's not a proper business. Just be doing it to get some extra money, help cover the cost of these cars that I'm buying to keep, because the more money I can get back off things like that, the more projects I can build in here and keep the content awesome for you guys. So that's my plan. That is the plan. I've got to do the turbo kit on that mini truck. Everyone keeps talking about it, but I bought a turbo kit for it, but he had a top mount intercooler and I don't want to do that. I want to do front mount, which I've already mounted the front mount, but there was something else. Oh, I want to get a proper ECU and stuff for it, because I don't really want to blow that motor up. So now I've got to get that for that, and that can happen. The VL, I really need to buy a donor car, so yeah, that'll be parked up for a little while. But we've got a bunch of other projects, like I've touched base on a few of them. I think that, yeah, content for the next 6 to 12 months is going to be easy peasy, and then I'll buy and flip a few cars and bits and pieces in between all that. Yeah, I reckon I'll get some black walnuts to clean up this SS, because I'm not a real big fan of the chrome ones. But I thought I had some around here somewhere, but God knows where they're gone. They could be one of those bins. Yeah, anyway, so now I'm going to start cleaning out the interior, pull the seats out, and then I've got some leather front seats to go in it. I was just thinking I was going to do the back seat, which I don't know if I can. I can't remember, I'm missing one. Like on the back seat, you've got these like leather bolsters that go like clip in. I can't remember whether they go in. I'm missing one of those anyway. So I will have to go up to the container and see what I've got. But for now, we'll pull all the seats out, and I'll at least do the fronts, because I need the fronts in to be able to move the car around, and then we can go up and then find out what else I've got. But yeah, anyway, let's get into it. Alrighty, so we've been doing pretty good. I got Haz out there cleaning my car. I'm sure you can hear the pressure washer. He's cleaning the work ute because that needs some love. Hasn't had a wash for probably 2 or 3 months. So I got the seats out of the old wagon, gave the carpet a good clean, and we put the leather seats in. I am missing one side bolster, so I'll have to trace one of them down or buy a whole car just to supply my own parts. But yeah, that's all that's missing out of the interior. And then we need to find a front end for this thing and a few interior parts. It needs some trims in the center console, and I think that was basically it in the interior. Console trims each side. And then yeah, I got to get some front end panels and some headlights and stuff and put that on. And then once we can get on the hoist, I can figure out what's leaking and go from there with that as well. I just got off the phone to my hoist guy as well. The hoists are getting installed, or at least going to start getting installed tomorrow. Yeah, we'll see how we go with that tomorrow and the next day. And hopefully we can get it done. There was one where we've got to make a few custom bits, so we might have to get some hoses and stuff made, which is a scissor lift which is going here. Which is why I've been mucking around with the car on this angle. I've sort of was driving it in and out this morning, just figuring out exactly where I want to put it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with it there because it doesn't stop anything coming in and out of here, and it doesn't stop me getting the Hilux out of up there. So yeah, the VL will probably be a bit of a mission, but yeah, the Hilux and everything else can get in and out of there pretty easy. So I think that's the best bet, and having it on an angle actually gives you a bit more room to get around the front. I'm going to walk all the way around the front of the car here. And yeah, there you go. He hit a kangaroo, the previous owner, so I've got to get a new front end for this thing. It's not bad, it's just panel damage, like some light panel damage. Must have been a small kangaroo. But I need a new bonnet and stuff anyway, because the bonnet paint is buggered. So we'll get a new bumper, new bonnet, new guard, and I'm going to get 2 new headlights for it. And then we should be pretty golden. After that, I'll get Stodgy to do, hopefully I can find the same colour. And then if I can, then I'll just get Stodgy to come in and do a full paint correction on it, and then yeah, we'll give it a detail, and then it'll be bags. And yeah, anyway, I've got my first, all the bits that I've removed out of the wagon so far. I'll go through and pick off what I can that's good, and yeah, that'll be the first stuff jumping on up on eBay. And then I've already got a heap of stuff there from the Calais. I think I bought either 2 or 3 roof lining kits. So I got all the spares from the roof lining that I don't need from that. I've got a heap of sumps that I bought. Yeah, so I really need to kick my ass into gear and start setting up the processing so that I can start listing stuff online and start selling the stuff that I don't need, because it all goes a long way to helping me pay for these builds. Anyway, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Alrighty, so we now have the inside hoist done. I didn't get a lot of filming, or pretty much any filming of us installing this, but we went to start doing it. We did the other one outside, and the same day we started to do this, and we realised it was we got the hoist is second hand. We put a brand new motor on it, but the hoist was second hand. So yeah, we quickly realised there was a bunch of broken parts on it. Obviously the reason that they were selling it, so we were mistreating it a bit, but the hydraulics and stuff on it seemed fine. So yeah, we fixed up what was wrong with it, put a new motor on it, and now this is working perfectly. I would have liked to have got a brand new scissor lift, but the price of them and what I could afford were too far apart. So yeah, we've got a second-hand one here. It'll do the job. I wasn't really sure whether I was going to like it or not either, so I didn't want to buy a brand new one and then think oh, I've wasted my money. At least I'll be able to get my money back if I wanted to sell this. But I actually quite like it. It doesn't go full as high as I'd like. It'd probably be good if it went another maybe couple 100 mil higher, but the plus side is my dogs like to make a noise. But yeah, the plus side is that it doesn't go high enough that you have to worry about crushing the roof of a car into the shed. So that's probably a good thing. And I'll trial out using the outside, obviously on a nice day. Oi! Get in there. You little mongrels. Plus side too is, as I'm in my office behind me, when I've got a car on this scissor, I'll be looking straight at it, which is kind of cool. But yeah, so I'll figure out how I'm going to work, like what I'm going to do between it. But obviously on a nice day, you'll be doing jobs outside, doing engines, things like that, that'll have to get done outside. But having this inside hoist on I was going to just have one hoist, so I really couldn't afford to do two after spending all the money on my shed. But I just thought when I decided to just do one that day, it pissed down rain, and I was like, you know what, and it's pissing down rain outside, it's not going to be very nice trying to work. So I thought an inside hoist makes a lot of sense. Obviously being a scissor, you can't do a lot on it, but I think for being in a shed, you know, quickly throw a car up, have a look at it, whatever, I think it's a good idea. Yeah, I've got my parts here that I pulled off my VE. I can't remember if I did that in this episode or the last one, but pretty sure that's been in this episode. But yeah, the parts I just pulled off my VE, and there's bits and pieces that come with the car, so I'm going to sort through that and see what I can salvage, which I'll go get some buckets and we'll start putting that in buckets. I won't actually process it or list it today, but I'll get that ready to go, and then I'm going to bring the VS Statesman in and start stripping that, and then I'll bring obviously buckets down, strip them. So basically the way the process with the wrecking will work down here is that I'll pull the cars apart down here, put all the parts in buckets and label them, then they'll go up to the other area where I will picture them, and then they'll get sealed in a bag and then listed for sale and put in stock. So yeah, that'll be the process of that. And then I'd like to start working on my cars, but we are going to be supplying and fitting the motor out of that VS Statesman into another Statesman. So there is part of the deal to get my hoist over the line was I had to supply and fit the motor out of that Stato into this one. So yeah, it allowed me to be able to afford to have the two hoists, and although I really can't be bothered fitting engines for other people anymore, I kind of had no choice. So yeah, we'll get into that. Hopefully it should be okay. Not sure I'm going to go with the engine crane here yet, how that's going to all work with the engine crane. Hopefully it'll be fine, but we'll find out. We may even, if we're super lucky, not sure, might get my Calais back soon, which would be nice. It's been in the paint shop for a few months now, getting fixed after unfortunately it had a bit of an accident. And then my WRX, I don't know if you guys know about that car or not. It's been so many years since it's been at the mechanics, but I don't know what to do now. I think I'm just gonna have to pull it back off the mechanic and maybe find a different mechanic that's more motivated to get it done. But yeah, unfortunately I got that car resprayed and then it went to a mechanics, and it's been sitting outside for years. So I'm not sure on the condition of the paint job anymore, but I'm hoping that it's salvageable, because otherwise that's down the toilet. Be sure to tune into the next episode, because we're going to start actually getting some work done. We'll be working on this hoist inside and the hoist outside, and I'm super excited about it. But yeah, we've got a few projects to get into, so might be a sneaky bit of one there. What's that? But yeah, so I'm really excited to finally have the workshop pretty much set up now. Like, obviously there's going to be bits and pieces still to do, but it's been hard to get it to this point. I've really pushed and spent a lot of money that I don't have to get it here, but at least it's mostly done now, and now I can just get in and relax and start to enjoy the process again. And appreciate you guys watching, and I will see you on the next one.